Hello, fellow dreamers, and welcome back to the Lunar Framework. So, we just completed the dark moon and new moon actually in Sagittarius. And just to give a little recap of the energies that we just recently went through, the dark moon essentially was providing a space for us to understand how the construct or the matrix itself works for us. That whatever we put into that matrix as something that we've designed to experience, it's like it's going to be bringing those things to us. And so it was also pointing to the fact that, if we as a collective believe in a certain thing, for instance, in that reading, it was speaking about the stars in the skies, that like everybody knows that when you go outside at nighttime, there's going to be stars. Now, of course, sometimes there's cloud cover and all of that, but we all have an intrinsic belief in that the stars are always going to be there. So it was also pointing to that there is a collective, essentially like a collective consciousness that is shaping and molding the matrix around us. And that we can also individually use that to our advantage when we're trying to manifest something. So the energy of that new moon was telling us that in order to manifest during this new moon in Sagittarius, it was going to behoove us to be very silent about whatever was taking place, or whatever we were intending to want to take place. So what it was talking about was like actually just writing it down or doing some type of vision boarding, maybe even drawing a picture of it, was going to be the best way for us to catch the wave of this new moon. And it's like once we were able to catch that wave, then of course we would kind of like pop through that 12-12 portal that was coming up as well. So that 12-12 portal was acting as a way to shift how we interact with the matrix and essentially how to use the construct to our advantage instead of thinking that things are happening to you. It's like shift the perspective from things are happening to you to things are actually happening for you. And once you move into that positive mindset, it's like you'll start to understand how the construct of the matrix is actually working for us. It is actually opening up different avenues for us. So it's kind of like in the rhetoric that I have, that tower moments are positive moments. They're not bad things. It's like tower moments are clearing space for better options to come your way. So with that being said, we are moving into the waxing crescent in Capricorn. And let's go ahead and take a little look at the underlying energy. And the underlying energy here is of the Four of Swords. So what I'm feeling here is that we are choosing, this is a choice, we are choosing to take a moment, take a pause. That's what this is talking about. It's like pausing and taking a moment to really solidify what we're wanting to intend. What mental constructs or what ideas are you wanting to ground within your own mind? And so right now at this crescent moon in Capricorn, that's what we're doing. It's like we are attempting to ground the ideas that we want to carry forth into our own mind. And so it's kind of, it's referring to that depending on what you had previously decided, like for instance, the crossroads of knowing that the construct works for you, or kind of believing that the construct is working. It's like a for and against. So with that new ideology of that the construct works for you, the energy here is attempting to work forward for you. It's like there's an idea that that idea needs to be grounded within your mind. And so where exactly is that going to be taking us to? And it's taking us to the tiger energy. This is so fascinating because it's like, in order to be able to ground in this idea, there is a suggestion here that you might have to do it in solitude, or you might be in solitude in this way of thinking, meaning that the collective or the collective around you doesn't think this way. They don't believe that the matrix actually serves them, which is kind of like interesting because that was being touched on in that new moon reading. And it was talking about how a lot of people kind of want to escape the matrix, want to leave because they feel as though it is blocking their view of perhaps maybe even the truth, or even like blocking their advancement. And what's being pointed out here is that the truth is that they are in some ways blocking the truth that the matrix does work for you. And so it's like with the tiger energy that's coming up, it's like there is a camouflage that is happening there. It's like the truth of what the matrix actually is very much camouflaged within the construct, if you will. It's almost like the greatest known secret is that the matrix actually does work for us. And so you are learning this by observation. And as the bridging energy, it's like this idea is starting to meld within your own mind, like in your crown chakra, and it's promoting you to start to observe. So as you begin to observe, it's like this is kind of coming through as like doing some experiments. So seeing how you focus, understanding that how you focus is going to bring out a certain result, right? A certain result that appears in the matrix, or in, like I said, like the field. For me personally, when I'm viewing, when I open my eyes and I'm viewing this reality, I see this as like a field. I'm reading the field. And that's what this tiger energy is talking about. It's like I'm seeing literally like the guys from the Matrix who are reading the script. The green script. It's like that's what this is. Like start to read the field, and you'll be given actually a lot of insight about what is going on, perhaps behind the scenes, or what is in camouflage right now. So that's really interesting. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overall energy for this waxing crescent in Capricorn. It's very interesting because the waxing crescent actually typically talks about exploration. And so this is so fascinating because we're actually having the Queen of Swords that's showing up for your overall energy. And I often say that the Queen of Swords is the one who gathers intel. She gathers information. And that information, it actually comes to her very readily. And I'm starting to believe it's because the Queen of Swords has she has learned that the field is going to tell her the true nature of things. It's going to tell her the true nature of things, as long as we all kind of sit in this peaceful moment in a meditative, perhaps even silence, and ground in the idea that this construct does indeed actually work for us. It will bring us information that we were not readily able to access before. So, like I was saying, that this crescent moon in Capricorn is actually, just a crescent moon in general, it actually starts to bring in an energy of exploration. And that's what this is. This is absolutely coming through as an exploration of how to read the field, how essentially to have the matrix work for you, how the construct itself can bring you information that you didn't know and that you're seeking. It's almost as if the true nature of things, the truth, the things that are in camouflage, that are trying to stay out of the scenes, will always be known. But it will always be known only if there is an intrinsic belief that, like, the truth will always shine, or that the matrix works for me. And so I don't need to actively pursue something. Well, that's depending. I'm not going to say that that's always the case. But in this instance, it's like that information will come to you because this is all feminine energy. It's like you will receive the intel that you were looking for because you know that the matrix works for you. So, what a gorgeous reading. And I shall see you during the next lunar framework. Bye.